Well, winning the Boston Marathon was just a dream of mine. But before that, in fact, let's go 1 year prior to that. I was there with before the bombing happened for 4 hours. In fact, I left Howie at the finish line when I went for my appointment that I was going to do TV coverage and for Universal, and then the whole catastrophic moment happened. The bomb exploding. So I have no idea that he had made it to the hotel, but luckily he made it to the hotel. He was the last person to enter to the Fairmont Copley, and it was such a relief to see him. But we couldn't do anything to the people that lost their lives. That tragic moment for all of us, and so physically, emotionally, and everything else that were millions were affected. And for me personally, it was a huge to be able to do something to change that scenery, to do something positive, just to be there in presence or to run the race if I'm healthy and hopefully ultimately win the race. And on April 21st, 2014, that dream came true. But you have to know the setting beforehand to be able to appreciate it. But I feel blessed to have that opportunity to win it and to be able to do it for Boston, for the U.S., and for the world. And how it was a magical moment for both of us, both as an athlete part and.
Yeah, yeah. And so for me, when Meb finished crossed the finish line in Boston, I knew it was very special. One is because Mebs wanted to win the Boston Marathon. It was an important part of his career goals, and that's one of the reasons he kept sticking around in the sport. But this year was a very special Boston Marathon. It wasn't just about it wasn't just another marathon that Meb's run. He's run, I think, 19 of them. But this year was just very special because of what Meb explained, what happened last year. And I know that the bombings and the explosion last year really impacted Meb. There was an 8-year-old kid that passed away, and I know Meb always thought, that could have been my child because he has an 8-year-old daughter. And so I think that there was a personal connection, and that's why he was so motivated to do well. And Meb's a very highly motivated individual. He doesn't need any external motivations. He tries to get the best out of himself. But I really think this year's race, there was something even more special and so much more meaning to it. And it doesn't show up on race day. He executed on race day, but he carried that motivation throughout the whole year. And so knowing how special this was for him in his career, but then also how important this was in terms of the recovery and healing process for the running community, it was just a magical moment for our whole family and our whole team.